All right, welcome in to the Griffin Insurance Monday Night Sports Talk Show, and we appreciate you joining us here on WMVO. Mount Vernon will be coming up, but I sent them to the wrong place, so they'll be coming up as well here on the program. But looking forward to talking baseball. Now, people have told me for many years here on the show, why don't you do baseball? Why don't you do baseball on this Monday show? And the reason we don't, for the most part, is because you guys play on Mondays, and it's really hard to get you here when you're playing, so can't really do that as well. So, but we got an opportunity here at the end of the year to do this, and of course we got two more shows, including tonight left. So we're gonna have Mount Vernon baseball and later Centerburg baseball on here at the beginning of the program. Josh Moss is with us here, and we also have Vinny Morgan, Mason Valens, and Daniel Lemaster. I got all those right? Okay. All right. I can mess up names pretty easily.
That's all right.
I'll make sure that we got this all good. Josh, I'll have you pull that mic a little bit close to you, and you can share there with Vinny. But, Coach, we get an opportunity here to talk some baseball. And if anybody, I've been here for a long time at the radio station. If anybody knows, I absolutely love baseball, and it's something I've covered for 10 years, and it was a great time. And we also have been over to Centerburg and covered games. Got the van stuck in the mud, so we've been over there, and we love talking baseball here. We appreciate you guys joining us. We're going to talk some baseball here with Centerburg. Josh Moss with Centerburg Trojans. How long have you been the head coach over there at Centerburg?
This is year 4.
Year number 4. Now, you were at East Knox before that, right?
It's been a year. I spent the COVID year at East Knox, and the following year. Prior to that, I was Joe's assistant for 3, if not 4 years. So
okay.
8 years total at Centerburg, 2 at East Knox.
All right. You led right back to the Berg. And, we think about with baseball, it's a lot different than the other sports. There's a lot of different pieces that go to it, and of course the rule changes don't let you have pitchers throw as much as they were before. But you look at getting into baseball and what has happened over this 4-year period. You kind of feel good about that 4-year period that you've had there at Centerburg and kind of where you're going into this year.
Yeah, talking to these two and our other seniors tonight, we handed out uniforms tonight and did kind of one-on-one meetings with all the guys. And I told every senior, this is a special year for me because you guys were my first class this 4 years. And I feel like we've made an impact on the program. These guys have made an impact, and they're going to leave their mark. They've got some pretty lofty goals this year that we're excited to chase, but I feel great about where we're at. We've been able to start a middle school club team. Our numbers are up. We have 12 freshmen this year. We're going to be able to play some freshman games, which we've never been able to do before.
Wow,
so
cool.
Numbers are up. Participation's up. I couldn't be happier where we're at.
Yeah, indeed. We talk about the younger leagues. We were just talking about it off the air, and I was coaching some T-ball last year, and they say it's like herding cats. It's like herding cats. Yeah, it is. It's tough there. But from the younger age and getting kids involved and the fundamentals that you want as you lead up to even the middle school level, even before you get to high school, how important is that for the kids to learn the right things, and how involved are you with those younger levels, Josh?
So I would like to be more involved than I am. I got a little guy that's in the local league. He plays coach pitch. But I think Matt, Justin, Dennis, the guys that run our local league, they also help out with our middle school program. So having those guys a part of our program, I do really feel like from top to bottom, we're all starting to speak the same language. Our middle school guys, they run the same bunt coverages. They give the same signs. So we're starting to speak the same language. Would love to get that down at the lower level where it applies. There's some things that we do that just don't apply down there. But I think we all definitely have a great working relationship that's driving that growth in our program.
All right, I just swing that over there to Vinny. I'll have you share with him. Vinny, what year are you in school?
I'm a junior.
Junior, all right, junior year. Now, I'll be honest with you. I went to Centerburg, but I don't know many people anymore. So at that point, when I was in high school, you guys were not born. So
when were you in high school?
When were you in high school?
2010.
My dad was probably your principal.
Okay.
John Morgan. That's my dad.
And let me just say something about John quickly.
Yeah, shout out Pops.
Shout out to John. I went up to Mansfield a couple of weeks ago to this caravan event where Matt Underwood was at. Okay. And Jim Rosenhaus. And this guy walks in with a hat on. Now, remember, when I was in high school, John was my principal. John walks in the building, and I turned to Pop Boss, and I said, that guy was my high school principal. And John came over and sat down and was there with us and everything, and he won a bobblehead, and I don't know if he gave it to you.
He did. I have that.
Yeah,
It is
okay,
in my
you
room
got the
right
bobblehead.
now.
You got the bobblehead.
I have the bobblehead.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. He had the mark on his chair, so there you go. You got the bobblehead. All right, let's talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a lot of bobbleheads, but the shelf broke and they all broke, so now I'm not collecting those anymore. But Vinny, we'll talk a little bit about going into this year, your junior year, some of the expectations. You guys got bounced in the first round last year, but there obviously you got a lot of guys coming back, including yourself, and you batted 300. You stole 15 bases last year. What are some of the expectations, some of the hopes going into this year?
The hopes, our biggest hope is to win the KMAC.
Yeah.
In all, we are winning the whole thing. We want to win.
Yeah.
That is our main goal to drive every day. But going into the season, we have a lot of players, just like Coach Moss said, so we can fill all our spots. We can have a nice rotation of players. If we have a pitcher come onto the mound, and we have a nice rotation.
Yeah. Looking at it for you, Mason, what are maybe some of the things looking into this year? What year are you in school?
I'm a senior.
Senior year. So what do you want to accomplish here? Some of the goals you have for your senior year?
The main thing, when they came back, we came really close last year, but not good enough.
Yeah.
But with the guys that we have now returning, new guys, I feel like that we have a really solid chance at winning.
Any individual goals that you maybe set for yourself?
The biggest thing is I want to teach the freshmen and the younger guys hard work, because I know me and Daniel, when we were freshmen, we really had to prove ourselves and actually had to earn everything. But there's a little bit of that, but they need to, I feel like that's the biggest thing. We just need to know what hard work is.
Yeah. Daniel, I want to talk a little bit with you here, committed to Mount Union. This is your senior year?
Yes.
Your
Yes,
senior
sir.
year. We saw it. I came over for the signing, so I was there for that. So I do know that you're going to Mount Union and things.
Yes.
Going into this year, what were some of the things that maybe you maybe even wrote down and said, hey, I want to accomplish this year as a team and as an individual?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, for me, obviously, All-State has always been my goal. KMAC Player of the Year,
Yeah.
another thing that's always been my goal. I've always wanted to just break school records.
Yeah.
You know, there's the doubles record at our school is 12 in one season. I really want to break that. Obviously, as a freshman, I threw a no-hitter, and I would love to throw another
Yeah.
one, maybe in a
yeah.
perfect game.
Okay, got some lofty goals. I like it. We appreciate you guys joining us here. Coach, have you swing that mic again? When you go into baseball, it's interesting. I mean, when you have a lot of guys coming back, you can kind of look and say, okay, you played here, you did this, we kind of put you there. But when you go into a season, you have a hole. What's kind of the mindset you go into? Do you look at the JV level first to fill that hole? Do you maybe look at a utility guy and say, hey, you fit in here? How do you determine positions here at this level in baseball?
You know, I think it's all the above. I've had the luxury the last 3 years of writing the same two names at shortstop and second. Those guys never pitch. So this year it's a little bit different. And like Vinny was talking about with our rotation, right now we're going through some trial and error. Who are we going to plug and play in these spots based upon pitching? But I think our guys know is if they show up, I love hearing these guys talk about goals and hard work, because we talk about that every day. If these guys show up, they put the work in and they earn that job, it's their job. So we have some spots open that I'm really looking at some young guys that are unproven at the varsity level, but they're going to get every chance to earn that spot.
Yeah, in baseball too, you know, when I was covering it years ago, the first year I covered it, Mount Vernon won a program record 27 games. They had never lost a game that I did, and it was hard to do an interview afterward. But one of the things that they did is they had basically a 3-man rotation, and they had one guy that they just threw in the non-conference games. His name was Sean Maxwell. He was 11-0. He pitched in those. What kind of the plan pitching-wise? You have two guys that you want to pitch in the conference games, and then in non-conference games, you have guys that you kind of rotate in. What's the kind of idea there with your rotation?
Yeah, so for us, we like to have 4 guys that we feel confident that if we put you on the mound, we feel good about our defense and our chance to win. I think when we get into league play, we would like to stack our number 1 with our number 3, our number 2 with our number 4. So if Daniel's on the mound and Mason is our number 3, if Daniel needs to come out, if he hits that pitch limit, something happens, we want to go straight to Mason right behind him. In the past, I kind of tried to align guys as, hey, you're Monday, you're Wednesday, you're Friday. I didn't really like how that worked with our numbers. I felt like we needed to have a better plan, and just these are the guys that we're going to try and pair.
Yeah, and in a place like Centerburg, a guy that's maybe your number 1 starter might also be your starting shortstop, so you got to move things around and make it work that way too,
Correct.
right? I mean,
correct.
And then, of course, as we mentioned, the pitch limit. What is that anyway? That is 100 pitches. You got to sit 4 days or something.
125 is the max you can throw. I believe it's 3 days, right?
Yes.
3 days rest after 125. You can throw up to 29 with 0, but once you throw over 30, it's 1 day. 50's 2 days, or 50's a day. 75's 2.
Yeah. So as we look at it going into last year you guys got a 9 seed. You played at home. You end up losing in a slugfest. It looked like 14-11. They're at home. Looking at that tournament game, what stood out to you in that ball game? Obviously, 14-11 is a lot of runs in a baseball game.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, there are a lot of things that if I could have done differently, I would have. I hate being in this part of we had some injuries going into that game.
Sure.
We had to move guys into certain spots. Our starting third baseman went down the day before that game with a hand issue.
Yeah.
So we move our second baseman to third. We move our center fielder to second base. We didn't want to have 2 reserves in the outfield, so we didn't throw Daniel. We threw our number 2, and our number 2 had a heck of a season last year. I think he was undefeated. ERA was right around 1. But ideally, we would want to have went with our number 1 in that first game. So just all those moving parts, and if I could go back and do it over again, we would have rolled the dice with the outfielders. But if we win that game, we're not even having this conversation. So, those are the things that keep you up at night.
Vinny, you look back at last year, what stood out with this group last year, a team that earned the number 9 seed in tournament play? What stood out with this group?
What stood out was last year at the beginning of the year, we were predicted second to last, and we came out second because we locked in. We went through and we did everything we were supposed to do. We hit, field, run, steal bases, and we played baseball with our heart, and that was really because of our leaders. And this year I hope Daniel and Mason and everybody, they step up and they fill those shoes. It really stuck out to me, the leadership.
Looking at it, Mason, what stood out to that group last year? You guys, again, you get a 9 seed, you get a home game, so you had a good season last year. What stood out to you with that group?
One thing that really stood out to me, I would have to say, if we got down on ourselves, we would just think next pitch. We always had that in the back of our mind. It was just a lot of time, it was a physical thing, but most of the time it was a really mental thing. So we just had that next pitch mentality in the back of our minds.
Yeah. Daniel, what stood out to you with that group last year and as you head into this season?
Like Vinny said, leadership. I mean, our second base and shortstop, Grayson and Jesse, were amazing leaders. Probably the best I've ever played with. I mean, I got to give props to them. They were amazing leaders. That's probably what stood out to me the most.
All right, we're going to talk more about this season, though. I'd like to look back at last year, but let's look forward to this season with this Centerburg team and what's coming forward here in 2025. I do want to thank Griffin Insurance, Sturco's Pizza and Subs, Knox Community Hospital, Covage Electric, Plumbing and Construction, and Knox County Veteran Services. Take this break. We'll come back and more of the Griffin Insurance Monday Night Sports Talk Show coming up.
It needs new wiring pulled, and the kitchen could use a makeover. It's time to get in touch with Covage Electric and Construction. Give Brian and his team a call at 740-627-8004.
Covage Electric and Construction is a proud sponsor for all the local high school teams.
Covage Electric and Construction, 740-627-8004.
Heart disease is the leading cause of death in the U.S. Early heart attack care is about recognizing the early signs and symptoms of a heart attack. Your quick response can save a life. Don't wait. Call 911 if you or a loved one experience chest tightness, fullness, or chest pain, discomfort in one or both arms, discomfort in your neck, jaw, or back, abdominal pain, nausea, shortness of breath, extreme anxiety, lightheadedness, cold sweats, or feeling like you might pass out. Do not drive. Call 911. To learn more, go to kch.org.
He's got Lawrence wide open, finds him, and he lays it off the glass of the end.
Haley Carpenter, 3 seconds on the clock, pops for 3. It's good! Callie Carpenter with a game-winning three-point shot!
Get ready for an unforgettable evening at the WMVO Red One Realty Basketball Senior Showcase, happening March 14th at Fredericktown High School. Knox County's high school seniors play each other in a girls and boys game. The showcase starts at 6 p.m. Tickets are just $5 for students and adult seniors, $8 for adults. Join us March 14th in person or on the radio at 100.9 FM, 93.7 HD2, or video stream on WMVO's YouTube and Facebook. The game is presented by Mount Vernon Nazarene University, Foster's Pharmacy, New Directions Domestic Abuse Treatment Center, Conway's Danville Pharmacy, Centerwell Home Healthcare, Dairy Queen Grill and Chill, Alumni Roofing, and the Shop on Main. It's the WMVO Red One Realty Knox County Basketball Senior Showcase at Fredericktown High School March 14th.
Griffin Insurance, taking care of your family since 1972. In today's day and age, it's very uncommon to get a real person when you call. Not at Griffin Insurance. We represent multiple carriers to find the best rate for you and your family. Whether it's auto, residential, commercial, or farm, we're here to help. Call Griffin Insurance at 740-397-7488. Griffin Insurance, finding you the best rate.
Hi, I'm Dean. And I'm Don. We are Durka's Pizza, home of the famous Stromboli, specialty pizzas, 16 different subs. We have homemade dinners, salads made fresh,
lunch specials, daily specials, and of course, the Munchie menu. Chicken wings, cheese breadsticks, mac and cheese wedges. Call 740-392-5678.
Delivery or pickup. Durka's Pizza.
Veterans serving veterans.
That's what we do here at Knox County Veteran Services. Hi, I'm Kevin Henthorne, your Executive Director.
And I'm Financial Coordinator Melissa Schenk.
And we're here to meet the needs of Knox County veterans and their families.
We can help with emergency financial assistance,
filing of disability and pension claims, VA healthcare enrollment, and even transportation to VA healthcare facilities.
Please give us a call at 740-393-6742 or stop in and see us at our new location at 105 East Chestnut Street in Mount Vernon.
Well, welcome you back here. It is the Griffin Insurance Monday Night Sports Talk Show. We appreciate you joining us here tonight. And we're talking with the Centerburg Trojans as high school baseball is going to get underway here shortly, and certainly looking forward to it. Now, Josh, this is interesting. You know, it's March, and you never really know. I remember, what was it, 2007, like the first series for the Guardians. Now, I was in Cleveland. The Indians got completely snowed out because and they played in Milwaukee. So you never really know what the weather's going to do here in the Buckeye State. So where are you guys at right now? On a day like today, it was, 40 degrees in the afternoon. Were you able to go outside? You had to practice in the gym? What was the plan?
Yeah, so we're really pretty much in the gym right now. Went out and checked the field yesterday. Skin area is just a little too soft. Hoping to get out tomorrow, but for right now, we're inside. I think we are in actually a really good spot. Our participation this winter, we average probably 20 to 22 guys per session. We've got 27 guys in the program. So our winter athlete numbers were down this year. So we were actually able to start doing some stuff. And we're doing our six-mans, and we have pitchers and catchers going on Mondays. And then Wednesdays, we're able to do some individual defense, team defense stuff. I feel like we are a little bit ahead of schedule, just because of our numbers where we're at, and all my assistant coaches have been available this offseason. So having all those guys in there, getting the guys in all their groups and just getting to it has really helped.
Who are the other coaches on the staff there?
Yep, so varsity staff is Scott Simmons. Scott and I have been coaching baseball together for 11 years now. We've been at Centerburg about 7 or 8 of those. And then we just hired Brian Bratton this year, who was at Danville recently. So Brian will be our assistant as well. Brad Beeler says he's retired, but he's still at every practice.
He hasn't stopped coming to practice. Yeah.
We've got an over-under on the coaching staff of 6.5 games until he's back in the dugout.
And he's got a reserve seat, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Brian Bratton was the head baseball coach at Danville, right?
Correct.
That's what I thought.
Yep.
Now, again, we haven't done that. We've done baseball and things, but I try to remember where everybody's at and everything. So let's look at the KMAC here. You know, last year, for a long time, it was almost like a running joke for me that, you know, Fredericktown's going to win a district championship, and it's just what's going to happen. They had this run, and last year they lose in their opener to Cardington in tournament play, and you guys obviously have a really nice season there for Centerburg. So you look at the KMAC. What do you see with the KMAC this year, Josh?
I feel a lot like last year. I think there's a few teams that all have a pitcher that can go out and win them a game.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a 4, maybe 5-man race this year. I like just like last year. I think it's open for anyone. I wouldn't be surprised If there's an undefeated champ, it wouldn't surprise me. If there's a 3-loss champ, it wouldn't surprise me. I think it's wide open right now. I think some of our teams that had down years from their standards last year have really good coaches, and I expect them all to be a little bit better this year, especially with what they're returning. I think across the board in the KMAC, at all sports, I think last year's senior class was a strong group across the board in all sports.
Yeah. So you look at this group, and we mentioned Daniel's going to Mount Union, and you've got Vinny back and Mason back, and you've got these pieces here, and again, you've got some other guys. Aiden Trowbridge, I think, is coming back too. So realistically, what do you want to see from this team this year? Are you expecting to really compete for that top spot in the Knoxmore Athletic Conference?
These guys touched on it earlier. It's the work ethic and the leadership. Like Jesse and Grayson were our bona fide leaders last year. We returned 7 starters from last year. We returned essentially all of our pitching. We did lose Ryder, but we have a ton of experience coming back. But it's who are going to be those glue guys that keep it together, who take ownership of this and push it. Our expectation every year we have the same 3 goals: win 20 games, win the KMAC, win a district championship. Those don't change. So those are always our goals, what we're trying to go for.
Now, in basketball, it was different because there are 7 district champions or 7 divisions, and there are a bunch of different district champions. But is it in baseball the same, or is it still going to go to goes to 7?
It's 7 now.
Okay.
We stayed at 5.
Okay.
There'll be 2 central district champs in D5.
All right. Well, that works. You like that?
To be determined.
Okay.
We haven't gone through it yet. I think there's still a ton of logistical things they've got to figure out. A number of fields, number of umpires. Where are we going to play these games? I think once we get through it and see what changes need to be made to make it a smoother process, I have no idea.
Do they do
I have no idea.
You guys do RPI?
No,
Okay.
I know they've kicked it around, but I think basketball is the only one doing that right now.
Okay. So you guys go into a room and you got to place them on the bracket and all that stuff, and you vote. Okay.
Yeah.
We appreciate you guys joining us here on the program. Vinny, you look at baseball and getting back out there, and right now it's tough. It's cold out.
Yeah, it's cold.
It's hard to kind of get a complete feel for everything. But looking at the schedule, you're looking at a game right now, maybe a revenge game or something from last year or anything.
Revenge game.
Yeah.
I know Daniel. He has a revenge
let's
game.
be smart and not give any bulletin.
No bulletin.
Yeah.
No bulletin board material, guys. You like every game on the schedule.
Every game on the schedule, but my favorite game each year is always the rivalry game.
Yeah.
That's always the game that I always look the most to, and that's always what I look up to.
Yeah.
I've always come to Centerburg seeing the Freddie Bird game and being able to play in the game. It's a different feeling.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. Mason, tread lightly here.
I'm going to go off what he said. Yeah, the rival game's nice, but there's a couple teams from last year that...
Yeah. You want to answer back. Get back at it.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I can't wait.
Daniel, you got anything to say?
Just May 2nd and May 5th.
May 2nd and May 5th.
There we go.
Now they're on my.
I gotta say.
They're on my phone, but I can't look back at it right now. But Coach, you look at it, and these guys, they seem like they're excited for baseball season to get underway. So how does it work? You start in late March, or when's the first game for you guys?
So season started the 24th this year. We've got our first scrimmage on the 15th of this month.
Oh wow!
So
3 weeks from tonight, first game. Where's that at?
First scrimmage, we host Newark Catholic for our first scrimmage. Opening day is Saturday the 29th.
Okay.
That's our first official game at Madison Plains.
At Madison Plains. Okay. I was going to say I was going to come over, but not coming over to Madison Plains probably.
No, that's a haul. Yeah.
It's a little bit. You look at the non-conference games. What's the importance of those ones? I mean, obviously you want to have the conference games. Is there a plan, like I say, do you throw your aces early to get them some experience before they get into conference play? What do you think in those early games?
Early games, I still think we're trying to figure things out and fill out what's our best 9, what's it look like from a top to bottom standpoint in our lineup. I think we've got a pretty good idea what our pitching staff's going to look like. It's what's it look like when we write those 9 names down on the card.
Mm-hmm.
Non-conference, we always try and schedule some bigger, stronger teams later in the year to get ready for that tournament run.
Mm-hmm.
Granville this year, Johnstown this year, Bexley this year, trying to punch up a little bit and get ourselves ready for the tournament.
Yeah. You think about baseball. I ask about the fans usually. Is there a lot of fans that come out to the Centerburg games sitting around the fence, right?
Yeah,
Right
I feel like we get a pretty good crowd. I think our parents do a lot of support us very strongly. I think the whole left field line of foul territory, we have guys set up. There's always a strong contingent right behind home plate. Yeah, I think we do good.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I tried to bring my daughter once. My son was fine. My daughter
not so
did
much.
not do well. So we did not last very long in that night, but it was fun to get out there and watch baseball and to get to see baseball and things. So looking forward to this year as Centerburg gets underway later this month, and we appreciate you guys coming out and chatting with us. We don't get to do this very often. This is the first time this has ever happened. The Monday Night Sports Talk Show includes baseball. But, hey, it's fun to have you guys out here, and maybe we can get you on again and chat. Maybe we'll even get out to a game. Now, I can't promise you that, although I only live like 1 mile away, so I don't have to travel very far to get over to the game.
I got your number now, so I'll just be texting you. Hey, man, home game's on.
Yeah, big one. It's a big one. Come over.
That's right. May 2nd, May 5th, man.
I'll see you there.
I don't even know who that is without looking, so
I'll show you.
Daniel does.
I know exactly who it is.
But, of course, when I first started, it was just radio. Now there's a lot of video stuff.
Yeah.
And, I have a lot of different people out there for video. It is really fun, though, to do that. So maybe we'll get out there. I can't make any promises, though. Go Centerburg Trojans. If people want to find out where the schedule is, you got that posted somewhere for people?
So we're on Facebook at Centerburg Trojans Baseball. We're on Twitter at CHS Baseball 10. Everything's posted up there. You can follow us on Game Changer as well. We typically do a live stream, so our parents that can't be there can watch it live as well.
Yeah, and we'll try to maybe get out there and live stream with some commentary and everything.
And we got the press box. You're not down at field level.
No, that's great. Also, you guys had a pancake breakfast thing, too.
We did.
Yeah.
Well, you guys eat a bunch of pancakes there, or you just serve
Made a lot of pancakes. We probably each made over 200 pancakes.
You just cooked them?
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. So the boys cooked the pancakes.
Nobody died.
Nobody
died. And nothing was undercooked. So we know that's good.
Coaches cooked the sausage.
Okay, that was probably good. I appreciate you guys joining us here. Once again, Coach Josh Moss, Vinny Morgan, Mason Valance, and D'Angelo Masters. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Best of luck to the Centerburg Trojans here this year. And like I said, maybe we'll get out to a baseball game. Go Trojans here. All right, we'll take this break. We'll come back and more of the Griffin Insurance Monday Night Sports Talk Show coming.
Temperature is brought to you by Knox County Veteran Services, located at 105 East Chestnut Street, Mount Vernon. Stop in and see us today.
It's 7:30 and 38 degrees.
Good afternoon, Vernon and Sports. I'm Buddy Wells. We'll start with college basketball as it's a big week ahead for both the Ohio State men and women. First up, the Ohio State men play the final 2 games of their regular season before heading into the Big Ten tournament. Tomorrow night, the Buckeyes will host Nebraska. Tip-off at the Shot is at 9 o'clock. Then on Saturday afternoon, Ohio State is on the road against Indiana. That game will get started at 3:45 in Bloomington. The Buckeye men continue to sit right on the bubble of making the NCAA tournament. As for the Ohio State women, they begin their run in the Big Ten tournament this week. Following a 24-5 regular season, including going 13-5 in conference play, the Buckeyes landed the 3 seed and a double bye in the Big Ten tourney. So the Ohio State women will not play until Friday night this week. Their opponent is to be determined. They'll tip off around 9 p.m. or so on Friday night in Indianapolis. In hockey, the Blue Jackets won their 4th game in a row on Saturday night as they defeated the Red Wings 5-3 at Ohio Stadium in the 2025 Stadium Series. Next up, the CBJ begin a 4-game road trip in Tampa Bay tomorrow night against the Lightning. In the NBA, the Cavaliers rallied past the Trailblazers last night for their 10th win in a row as they beat Portland 133-129 in overtime. DeAndre Hunter scored 32 points in the win for Cleveland. They are now 50-10 overall this season. Next up, they face the Bulls in Chicago tomorrow night. In soccer, the Columbus Crew improved to 2-0 over the weekend as they beat New England 1-0 on the road on Saturday night. Next up, Columbus is on the road against LAFC tomorrow night in the first leg of the round of 16 of the CONCACAF Champions Cup. Vernon and Sports, I'm Buddy Wells.
Hi, I'm Dean.
And I'm Don.
We are Durka's Pizza, home of the famous Stromboli. Specialty pizzas, 16 different subs. We have homemade dinners, salads made fresh.
Lunch specials, daily specials, and of course, the Munchie Menu. Chicken wings, cheese breadsticks, mac and cheese wedges. Call 740-392-5678.
Delivery or pickup. Durka's Pizza.
Battling addiction? Take the first step to getting your life back with New Vision Medical Stabilization at Knox Community Hospital, where you're treated with dignity. New Vision provides inpatient detox services for adults experiencing acute withdrawal symptoms from certain drugs or alcohol. Same-day admissions. Medicaid, Medicare, and most insurance accepted. Addiction is a treatable disease. Call New Vision today at 740-399-3893.
You never thought your child would get their own home so soon, but it needs new wiring pulled and the kitchen could use a makeover. It's time to get in touch with Cubbage Electric and Construction. Give Brian and his team a call at 740-627-8004.
Cubbage Electric and Construction is a proud sponsor for all the local high school teams.
Cubbage Electric and Construction, 740-627-8004.
Veterans serving veterans.
That's what we do here at Knox County Veteran Services. Hi, I'm Kevin Henthorne, your Executive Director.
And I'm Financial Coordinator Melissa Schenk.
And we're here to meet the needs of Knox County veterans and their families.
We can help with emergency financial assistance,
filing of disability and pension claims, VA healthcare enrollment, and even transportation to VA healthcare facilities.
Please give us a call at 740-393-6742 or stop in and see us at our new location at 105 East Chestnut Street in Mount Vernon.
WMVO Weather Center forecast.
It's currently 32 degrees. The wind is calm. The forecast for this evening, cloudy with a light breeze. Temperature 34. Overnight, cloud-filled skies with a light breeze. Temp 33 degrees. And then tomorrow, cloudy and breezy. Temperature 56 degrees. That's Storm Track weather on the heart of Knox County, WMVO.
Time and temperature is brought to you by
Knox County Veteran.
All right, and we welcome you in back here to the Griffin Insurance Monday Night Sports Talk Show. And once again, as I was mentioning with Centerburg, this is the first time that we've been able to have baseball on the program. So you guys are the first time this has ever happened that we've had baseball on the show, and we appreciate Centerburg joining us. Mount Vernon baseball here as well, and Coach Nate Hunt is with us. Jaggerdone is in the back. He's back there, and Caden Packard, Zach Glow, and Ezra Couric. Did I get that right?
Yep.
All right. I'm probably going to say it wrong later, but I got it right now. Now, at my house, I have a yellow jacket hat that I got probably 15 years ago. Doesn't look like these ones. But when I was covering baseball, and it was a lot of fun covering Mount Vernon baseball for those years. And as I was telling the Centerburg there, the weather plays a big factor in why we can't do it as much anymore. But maybe we'll be able to get out to some games for you. We did get out to some Mount Vernon games last year in a game that you guys were able to win the conference, and also a couple of tournament games too, including Logan, which, when Logan came up, I've had a lot of family in the Logan area, but I was rooting for you guys, of course. So,
yeah.
Coach, how many years you been there now at Mount Vernon?
This will be my 6th year.
6th year.
Yep.
Now, you started off with Rob Gross at the JV team and then moved up right after he left, right?
Yeah, so this is my 10th year at Mount Vernon, and then I was with Rob for 4, and then this will be my 6th as the head coach.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't remember how many years I was there when Rob was there, but Rob's a very nice guy.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
We appreciate you spending some time with us here in the group here. So look back at last year, very successful season.
Yeah.
You look back at last year and what was it, 20 wins? Or
25, yeah.
25 wins, sorry. That's the most since 2010 for sure, I would think, right?
Yeah.
Because that year, they won 27 or something like that. So
27.
25 wins, a lot of wins, Nate. And looking back at last year, what were some maybe the big things that stood out to you with a 25-win team?
Well, I think, one, it was a lot of, and it kind of goes into what we're going to talk about today, is we had a big junior class, but we asked these, some sophomores to step up. But having a group that was juniors last year, they made it fun. We graduated Connor, graduated Johnny, but it was more of just kind of going through it together. And we lost 2 to Ashland early. And I remember when we were leaving the dugout after the final sweep, and Ezra said, "Coach, we're going to be just fine. We got a good team."
Yeah.
And it wasn't like he was saying it. The guys believed it.
Yeah.
And looking back, we went whatever it was, 15 straight, and ended up winning the big one against New Philly. So it was a journey for sure, but it was fun.
Yeah. You think about a season last year. I know you ended up losing to a team that won the district championship, so it's tough when that happens. You lose that ball game, but to have this team come back and the expectations have to be sky high. You got this many starters back, this much talent back. Pressure's on. No offense, but there's a lot of expectations with this team.
Well, and these guys know that, and we talk about we got big goals, sure, but just little by little, day after day, these guys have worn me out.
Yeah.
And when I mean wear me out, like it's 10 o'clock on a Saturday, they're texting me, "Hey, coach, can I get into the field house?"
Yeah.
Or, they're texting me pictures at 6 a.m. of them, working out. As big as the expectations are, it doesn't feel like it because they've put that much work into it and really honed into not just preseason winter ball, but fall ball and on their own. And it's so the expectations are big, but their own that's everybody else's thing. We just got to worry about us.
Yeah, you're into the Licking County League now.
Yeah.
And you're a Hall of Famer at Heath High School, right?
Yeah.
2018, is that right?
Yeah.
All right. I do my homework, guys. I know what's going on. What do you think about going to the LCO?
I love it. When we were kind of talking about it, I was all in for it, but I didn't want to get my hopes up. But it's all that I grew up knowing, and not having to travel north every single time is big for us. But really, it kind of gives us more respect in the Central District. We didn't play a Central District team in our conference, so we had to play everything in Central District just to get some love.
Yeah.
And now that we are not only are we going against good baseball teams, but now we get a little bit of respect in the Central District, and it's going to be fun. Coach Warren's still the coach there. He was the JV coach when I was there. Heath. Lot of ties still in the Licking County League.
Yeah, I'm gonna have you swing that over there to Caden real quick. Caden, what year are you? You senior now?
Senior, yes,
senior
sir.
year. So you guys were juniors, now you're seniors, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, save me asking that question to the rest of you. Caden, look back at last year. What were some of the big things that stood out to you in a team that had a historic season for the Mount Vernon Yellow Jackets?
For most of it, it's just the brotherhood. We all grew up playing together, even with Connor being an age above us, and as we were coming in last year, we played together like we were brothers, and we loved each other, and we came to compete every single day. I stressed that a lot last year, but it's true. Every single day we pushed each other to the limits.
Yeah. When you look at it, Zach, what stood out for last year's group?
We got a whole bunch of dogs.
Yeah.
I mean, we know how to play the game. We show up every game. Those first two, we were rough. Like I said, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
We came back, we battled, we won our games.
Yeah.
Team was, like Pac said, a brotherhood.
Yeah.
We all came together. We just treat it, we play it for fun. Our family is what we are.
That's right. You obviously had that confidence despite that early losses to Ashland. What stood out to you with that team last year?
It was the last 3 innings of the Ashland game. So the Ashland game got delayed because of weather.
Yeah.
And then we had to play it the next day.
Okay.
And so the final 3 innings, or I guess it went to like the 10th inning. But like the first 3 back, I was like, this is a different team.
Yeah.
From the first 3 games to those back end innings, totally different team. And I was like, we're gonna be great.
Yeah.
We're gonna be great. And then we showed it.
Had a heck of a year.
Yeah.
And there, Jagger, you look back at those Ashland games and everything. The importance, I know he's in the back. He got the cheap seat there. No, but what stood out to you from there?
Well, going last, all my points have been taken so far.
Yeah.
But it was just the last couple innings because the first game it might not have been the greatest, but the second game that we had against Ashland, it was close for most of the game.
Yeah.
And in those final couple innings, it was tied for the entire time, and it was one small mistake that ended up costing us that game. But when we started to fix those up, we were winning everything.
15 in a row is not easy. That is tough to do, Nate. I mean, at any level, it doesn't matter if it's high school, it doesn't matter if it's college, doesn't matter if it's Major League Baseball. 15 in a row. Now, the Guardians did win, or the Indians did win 22 in a row, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Winning 15 in a row, what went right for 15 straight games for you guys to just continue your winning ways and to have that much success in a regular season?
I think we clicked. We practiced, I think, just as hard as if we won both of those. I think I told the guys after the 2 losses, this series it'll make or break. And it's kind of the trajectory of however you want to go. And, we had two seniors, 2 4-year starters, and they were leaders, but it wasn't so much about them being leaders as much as it was those guys buying into it. And after that practice, we came in and no one felt sorry. And I think that was like the key for me of like, Ezra saying we're going to be okay. Like, is he just saying that? And then we show up next day like nothing was wrong. Like everything was going to be okay. And then you kind of look just like how we're looking at it now in terms of you could look at big picture. You can look at the fact that we have to go to New Philly or we got to go to West Holmes to kind of see where this thing pans out, or just look at this next one.
Yeah.
And this next one and this next one. And that's when, if you look big picture, things get there's unneeded stress and the guys feel stress from technically and mode. Yeah. So I think you could go down the line and just say all of these guys have been put in a situation that they were designed to fail and they succeeded.
Yeah. So let's look at this year's team. As I was talking there with Josh a little bit about the fact that there are the pitching limits, and he mentioned the 125 pitches, and you got to sit a certain amount of days, and so. At this level, you got to have, back when Mount Vernon played, I don't want to look back at that 2010 team all the time, but Sean Maxwell pitched all the non-conference games basically, and he went undefeated. And then you had, Robert Kane, Ben Hoare, and those guys. So do you kind of have that same mindset here 16 years later that hey, you have a couple of guys that you want to pitch in these conference games, and the non-conference games, you get other arms in there. What's kind of the plan pitching-wise?
I think the cool part about the Licking County League is that every game matters. So crossover, not crossover, like everything matters. So yeah, I think obviously, Pac-Man and Jag, they're going to be on the big school side. And then you have guys like Zach Clo and Cam Fireball and we have arms, so we have options. And then you kind of got to ask yourself, are you going to go around when you go round 2? Are you going to go Pack again on the same team, or do you bring Jag into it? I think ultimately the best part about it is, and people ask me, who calls your pitches? I'm fortunate enough that we have an earpiece that we use for Ezra, but Ezra's very baseball smart. So Ezra calls every game. So I think in terms of the pitching part of it, obviously there's things that we still need to see, but we got a pretty good foundation in terms of how we're going to throw it.
Yeah. Caden, you look at it this year, de facto, probably look at it as you're the ace of this staff. I mean, last year you and Connor were kind of 1A and 1B with this group. Looking at it this year and to have that opportunity to be kind of that guy, the ace of the staff, what does that mean for you? And looking to this year, what do you want to maybe improve upon as you go throughout the year?
I want to improve more on encouraging my guys in the field. Like, even if, say they have a bad play, say they bobble an error, I want to make sure that they know that they'll make the next play. More than thinking about myself on facing the batter, I want to make sure that my fielders are prepared, because it's not all about just punching out the dude. I want to know that my guys in the field are all right.
Yeah, when you think about this year, moving to the Licking County League, you're looking forward to taking on Heath and showing Coach Mount Vernon Yellow Jacket baseball against Heath. What game are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to every game, honestly. I don't look at any other opponent differently. Give us Archbishop Muller down south. I look at nobody different than anybody else.
Yeah, I want to ask you guys a little bit about something. Back years ago, Mount Vernon was on the Little League World Series and on TV and everything like that. How long have you been playing? You've been playing this for a long time, or just
baseball?
Yeah,
I've been playing since I could walk. My grandpa started me pretty early.
Got you. Yeah, on to baseball pretty quickly there. All right, my son played a couple of years. Now he likes soccer, so I said maybe baseball one day.
Hey, he'll be fast at least.
Yeah. You think about the fans at Mount Vernon; it's a little bit different at a baseball game, but the fans are pretty awesome there at Mount Vernon, aren't they?
I tell you what, we have a good fan base. It's been like that since started playing here since I was a 7-year-old.
Yeah,
it's It's amazing.
Baseball's a real deal in Mount Vernon. And it's from when you're young to where you're at the high school level. It's a real deal there.
Yeah.
Zach, you think about this year, any game that you're looking forward to? And just moving on to the Licking County League, how awesome is that for you?
I'm looking forward to the first pitch of the scrimmage. Scrimmage. I mean, every game matters. Every game's fun. We got dogs. We got Pax on the mound.
Yeah.
So we got Jag as well. We got Cam. We got a great defense. We got bats that can hit it. I mean, we're ready.
Yeah.
I mean, we're ready.
All right, you guys out on the field at all yet? I mean, I know you're on the dirt infields, really. So I mean, you got the little bit of dirt. Are you on the field? Out on the field yet?
Oh yeah, we've gone on the turf, the football field.
All right, you know, a little play out there at least. You know.
Have the field house.
Yeah, you like the field house?
Love it.
Yeah,
love it.
I don't think I've actually been in there.
Oh,
yeah. I may come check that out sometime. You guys let me come in.
It's a great spot to go at 11 p.m. Call Coach Hunt up.
And he's there.
He wakes up, he comes and gets us in.
He answers that.
Late night VP.
I guess that's not under the radar anymore.
Yeah.
I swear it was unlocked.
Jagger, thinking about this group and now moving to the Licking County League and the expectations that go into this year. This is going to be a fun year for you guys. It looks like on paper. Anything you're looking forward to in terms of big games, or do you like everybody else? You just want to get this season started?
Yeah, I just want to play baseball. Really, I'm looking forward to pitching as much as I can.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Are you a Reds fan or a Guardians fan?
I'm an Astros fan. So,
here, let me kick the trash can. All right, there you go. Yeah, we can go right out that door. I'll kick the trash can for you there. All right. As we're looking back at this, up to this year, any game you're looking forward to? Or all of them?
I'm just really excited for the LCL because I actually transferred here from Granville.
Oh, okay.
So I used to play in the LCL my freshman year and sophomore year.
Okay. So
I've been around it. I've played varsity since a freshman and played against used to be my big rival Watkins, but now I'm here and just excited to play everybody in the LCL, get back to it. So
take on those Blue Aces, take them down, and take down Heath.
Yeah.
You got to beat Heath too. What are you, Guardians or Reds?
I'm a Reds fan for sure.
Okay. What about you?
Reds.
You a Reds fan too?
I'm a Cubs fan, but if I
Cubs fan.
Out the door.
Yeah, you're going there.
I'm an Indians fan. Guardians is a terrible name. Indians.
All right, that's fair enough. I mean, there you go. What about you?
I'm a Tribe guy.
All right, just want to make sure.
Hey, I tell you what, big Christmas. That was electric.
Yeah,
I was rooting for you guys. I was rooting for you guys in the postseason.
I really appreciate that. I was there with Lane Thomas at the Grand Slam up at Terrace Skubal.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I passed out.
I think my head hit the ceiling. I do not like the Yankees.
We certainly appreciate you guys joining us here. Best of luck this season as the Mount Vernon Yellow Jackets get underway. And like I say, maybe we can get out some baseball games, check out the Mount Vernon Yellow Jackets. And that's up to Gary here. He's in the other room. We got to figure out how the camera stuff works.
I don't know where
Gary's right there.
Yeah, Gary, you got to get to some games.
Yeah,
you went to the OCC championship last year and filmed the whole thing. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
We still have that.
Come on, Gary, you got to show up. Come on, Gary.
No, Gary, they got you now, buddy. A lot of pressure there. Hey, appreciate you guys joining us. And the Mount Vernon Yellow Jackets, best of luck. Baseball this year. We look forward to maybe catching up with you as the season goes on. Once again, thanks to Centerburg, Mount Vernon Baseball. It's the Griffin.